What's up guys, ABC Matt here, bringing you another video. Today we're gonna go over coins. This is a little bit of the coins that I brought out for you to show you guys. I had a community board that asked what do you want to see in terms of videos. I did one for grading, and now I'm doing one for coins. So this one is going to be a little complex, a lot of things to talk about. Also, I'm going to be working with two cameras because there's something else I want to show involving coins as well. But just in general, when we're talking about coins, what are we talking about, right? Like, are we talking about the pocket change that you find in your pocket? Maybe, but we're talking about coins that you are collecting, or coins that you are reselling, or coins that you're holding when there might be economic turmoil. You might need some coins to use to sell or barter or whatever you think might happen to the economy and the country you live in, right? So there's two sets of coins that there's two sets of coins really. We're talking about constitutional silver, and we're talking about bullion. I'm not going to involve too much with the constitutional silver, but I'll talk briefly about it. So constitution silver is things like nickels, dimes, pennies, quarters, Morgan dollars, peace dollars. They're not my favorite things to talk about, nor is it something I like to hold on to for myself, but I do keep Mercury dimes. Now, before the Roosevelt dimes, they came out with Mercury dimes, and this is how it looks like, if that shows up in the camera. It's well defined, based on the Greek mythology Mercury, right? But I like Mercury dimes because they signify that this was olden time dimes, not like the Roosevelt dimes we have now. But the reason why I keep these, and most people who collect constitutional silver, is because in the coin itself, there's 90% silver. So just a rule of thumb, like when we talk about dimes, quarters, half dollars, if they're minted 1964 or earlier, which I repeat again, 1964 or earlier, predominantly they're going to have 90% silver in them. The other 10% is copper. Now, we're talking about change that we have today. We're talking about them having nickel, copper. They took out the silver out of it. So people who collect constitutional silver, they're collecting it for the 90% in the coin itself. And it's something that most people collect because it's easy to store, right? I have a tube here. But they also do it, maybe economic times, they call for that. So they have that. I collect it because it's something different than a Roosevelt dime. But most people who collect constitutional silver is because, one, it's easy to store. You could use it maybe in a barter situation if economic turmoil or you need to sell it. It's all speculative on those stuff. I won't get into it too much, but there's that. So I'm going to talk more on the lines of coin grading and bullion itself. So there's different kind of bullion. There is silver bullion, gold bullion, palladium, platinum. I'm going to leave out copper because copper is not there yet, but we have those kind of bullion. For the most part, people collect silver and gold. Now, gold is getting to the price that nobody could afford it, so more people are catered more to silver. But to tell you the truth, guys, silver is getting up there as well. So let me show you what people go by. For the most part, people use a website called Kitco. And they use Kitco because it's most accurate at what it is. And if you look closely, you can see they have the gold, silver, platinum, palladium, rhodium, and it'll give you the bid-ask price, the changes, the highs and lows, just like stocks, right? So for people who are curious about coins, I suggest you, it's not a money-making thing. And like I put that disclaimer out there. I'm not a financial expert, but people collect coins to store and forget about. And then when the time comes when they need money or something, they will sell it. It's usually not things that you will do a quick flip with. Although, with the silver jumping so high, people have been selling it. I mean, when I bought silver, it was like $20 an ounce. It's now at $65 an ounce. So there's profit to be made there. Coins, they go a little bit differently. The standard system that we go by on the weight scale and stuff like that. We think of ounces, pounds, but for coins, they go by troy ounces. So if we look right here, a standard ounce, 1 ounce, but in coins translation, they go by a troy ounce, and you can see the difference between an ounce and a troy ounce. So keep that in mind as well. So what we see here, we see silver and gold that I have displayed here, right? When you collect coins, I actually admit maybe you should go with constitutional silver because it's easier. But when you get into bullion, there's so many different things to get into. I don't even know if I could fit all this in a video. But we start with silver. Silver comes in various weights. Well, actually, all of them come in various weights. But they have 1/20th of a troy ounce, 1/10 of a troy ounce, a troy ounce, a half troy ounce, that sort of thing. So this one that I'm showing you is still considered a coin for some reason, even though it's a bar. But this is a Geiger bar. It's German made, and it's a 10-ounce bar. How do you tell is a real Geiger? Normally, you could tell by they put some security features in it. The newer Geigers, they have actually black light over here in the middle where you could just shine just to authenticate it. But this is a 10-ounce bar. Now, this is also a 10-ounce bar, and you can see the difference in here, right? One's thicker, one's thinner, one's longer than the other. This one's an Engelhardt bar, also 10-ounce. These are collector items because Engelhardt is not doing the metals like they did in the past, and it became a collector's item. But there's a serial number in here that you could see. If you go to allengelhardt.com, you could find out more about Engelhardt as a collector's item, the various things they have over there. They'll explain more about that stuff, but this is highly collectible now. We're gonna go back to these bars because I'm gonna show you something about it. So I mentioned there's like 1/10 ounce, there's 1/20th ounce, there's a half ounce, full ounce, but sometimes they have odd shapes to it too. Like this one. This is a Lucky Dragon Scottsdale Mint. Scottsdale is another refiner for metals. And this one is 2024. And this one is actually, I don't know if it would pick up, but this is 8.88 troy ounces. Now, in Asian cultures, 8 is a very lucky number. So they latched onto it and made it 8.88 ounces. But this is unusual. Normally it's 1/10 of 4 ounce. They don't go like odd numbers like 8.88. But they have them out there. There's silver pours that people make, different designs, and they come out odd weights and shapes. So that's an example of one that is odd shape, odd weight too. you know, my mind is all over the place because it's so hard to talk about bullion because there's so many different variations to it. But this is a perfect example of gold, which they come in various sizes. I'll put that in the forefront so you can see. And this one is Mexican Libertad, and these are short mintage. Mintage is how many they produce for the world or a country. The lower the mint, the more valuable it is. Can't fit all in the picture, but I'll show you it close up. This is a 4-ounce Mexican Libertad. It's graded by PCGS, and I'll explain the grading in a bit, but this is a 4-ounce. Now with gold, there's different variations also with gold and silver and whatnot. There's circulated, uncirculated. Those are self-explanatory, right? There's proof. A good dead giveaway of proof is like this one, for example. You know, the background's nice and shiny. It's more proof. Think of it as a collector's item. There's reverse proof, and with the reverse proof, what it does is that the target subject matter in the coin is shinier, and the outside is a little bit more dull. So the target actually stands out more. So they call that a reverse proof. So there's uncirculated, circulated, proof, reverse proof. Those are the terminologies you gotta figure about. And then that's how they will explain it on a grading service as well. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. This 1-ounce gold has a little bit of dots in there which you can't see. Those are called copper spots in the gold. Now what happens is when a refiner, they make these coins, they sometimes in the air and in the mix they have some copper in that kind of a little bit contaminate the gold that they're making, so there's some copper spots in there. Technically they say even with the copper spot it doesn't affect the grade. They don't grade it by that, but who knows. So that was a 4-ounce. This is a 1/2 ounce, so you could see the size difference. Not too much, right? This is a 1/2 ounce, and we get even smaller. This is a 1/4 ounce compared to the 4-ounce. This is a 1/10 from the 4-ounce. You can see the size difference. And then the baby of the bunch, the 1/20th and the 4-ounce. So generally speaking, for coins, there's 1 ounce, 1/2 ounce, 1/4 ounce, 1/10, and 1/20th. And as you know, like I said earlier, mintage matters with price as well as the size of the coin. For obvious reasons, right? How much gold is in there. Most bullion is 999 fine gold, and then if some metals are 9999 4 nines gold, which makes it even more pure. Now with gold compared to silver, gold is really hard to grade because it's a softer metal. Silver, you get a little bit more leniency, but the bad thing about silver is that they oxidize, but they call it toning for the metals. Some people like the toning because it adds personality, adds different colors to the metal and everything. Some people like it shiny, so they don't want it to toned. So that's all personal preference. We have platinum. Platinum looks just like silver, but it's actually platinum. This is ICG, another grading service. I'm not gonna talk too much about them because, frankly, their cases look ugly. I don't like their cases, but that's an option for you. But this is platinum. This is a 1/10. And then here's another bar. This is a gold bar. This is going back to Engelhart. You see, it has a serial number. This is 5 grams of gold angle heart. And then let's bring out a big boy. This is a kilogram silver. This is a 2013 Australian koala. As you can see, it says 999. That signifies the purity of the silver. It has the late Queen Elizabeth on it. Now, when people buy bullion, sometimes they're really particular. They like, I don't like the king on it, I want the queen, or they want a particular year because of the mintage, or they like the design of the, like in this case, the koala. Each year is a different pose. They like that one in particular. So it all depends. Now, I mentioned the sizes of bullion and everything, and the price points on those. But I also haven't talked about what is called premium. Premium is a bullion coin term where it's sort of like an add-on cost to items. So people who deal with the bullion community, coin community, they look at that spot price that I showed you earlier with Kitco, but they had to tack on a little bit more based on the demand of the coin, how the market is fluctuating for the coin, and for them to make a profit, because they're not going to pay spot price for spot price is that price that I showed you, the spot price for the coin. They're gonna try to make some more out of that. So, certain coins would be spot price, what you saw on that bid and ask price, plus $25 or $30 or something like that. That is what we call premium. So those are, when you buy something like from a local coin store, they're not gonna give you at that price. They're giving you at the premium price. So that's the terminology of premium. So there's that. So let's talk about grading a little bit. And there's two grading services that I like the most. It is PCGS, and we're talking about NGC. Now, PCGS is located in California. NGC is located in Florida. Price point, they're pretty much almost the same. It's really your preference of what you like more. Do you like the case more on the NGC as opposed to PCGS? Do you think you like the gold shield design on the PCGS? NGC has way too many different labels. For me personally, because I'm closer to California, I prefer PCGS. Not only that, PCGS is a little bit stricter on their grades. And because of that, I feel like their market value is higher than NGC. I could also understand why people like NGC for the case, the design and everything. Some people said that the case takes a better licking than PCGS. Probably is true, but I like PCGS. But NGC, so you can see the various different designs that they do. It's kind of crazy what they could design and everything, but it's a added cost to it, right? So NGC, their old school label, this is how their old school label looked like. Very plain, nothing special about it. And then they upgraded, right? They upgraded to something like this that has a facsimile signature or something and the design on it. So there's that. So let's see on the website. That way you can see what I'm talking about here. So PCGS, you either could fill a form like this. You could print it out and fill in the information, or you could do it online. But here's some of the prices that they charge. There's a $5 voucher fee. There's a handling fee of $10. And they have a service fee and stuff like that. So you'll punch in the information here, and you put your declare value as well. Here are the prices for the services. So you can see If you walk through is when you go into a convention and you have them do it for you. Grading fee is $150. If you want it to come back really fast, it's like $70. They have other ones here that like regular fee is $40, economy is $23, and then they have the upsell stuff like a shield and stuff like that with the added costs in there. So you have to think about that if you want to do that or not. But PCGS does the coin grading. They can rehold stuff from an old or damaged PCGS and add it to another one. They could do a regrading for you. They could do a crossover. If you had an NGC and you want to go to PCGS, they'll do that for you. So that's here's the pricing more for you to see. Better look than that form before that I showed you before. So check out PCGS.com. Peter, Charlie, Gary, Sam.com. So that's that. NGC is pretty much the same thing. They go through the whole exercise as well. And this is their charging for their stuff as well. Price point is pretty much the same, I would say. Again, it's just your preference of what you choose out of it. So sometimes coins have multiple metals in it. Like this one in particular, this one has silver and gold in it. This is a 2016 Panda, and it has 3 grams of silver and 1.5 of gold, and it will say that on the label as well. So this one's kind of unique. The grading goes by a 70 scale. 70 is perfect. I won't go to the history lesson why they came up with 70, but 70 is perfect. The lowest I ever seen is a 61. So I would say 60 to 70 scale you'll probably find on most Bullion. But things like this, you can't grade. I mean, they don't grade these things. In order to qualify for grading, it has to be something that is government issue. So unfortunately, this is more of a refinery, so it's not government issue, so you can't grade that. Although I heard otherwise that you could grade it in some other fashion. But yeah. But also you gotta double check with them, because like this one in particular, this is a Spanish doubloon 1 ounce, one of first 200 struck gold coin from Spain. And originally it came as a MS 70. MS stands for Mint State 70. But this is a reverse proof. So they made an error on this. So sometimes errors on coins are worth more money. But for labeling, when you factor in the market value and everything, this is supposed to be a reverse proof. And I don't know if it'll pick up, but the bowl is supposed to be shiny while the background is dull. That's how you tell it's a reverse proof. So it shouldn't have been MS70, Mint State 70. It should have been PF70, which stands for reverse proof for NGC. For PCGS is PR. So little acronym differences. But a PF70 is worth far more than an MS70. So I had to send this back to them to get the label corrected, and they did it for free. They don't charge you for it. But this is, you have to double check with the graders, because sometimes they make a mistake. So there's that. There's also error card coins that no harm. It's not because of the grader, but it's more of the people who minted the coin itself. This one, it says mint error, obverse structural. So obverse is another term for coins. Obverse is the front, reverse is the back. So another vocabulary lesson for you guys. So this is a Mint State 69, not a 70, but 69. And I don't think the camera would pick it up, but there's a little dent in the coin. So that's why they mentioned the obverse struck through. So this is an error coin. It's worth more value than a normal American Eagle. How much more? You could just gotta check on eBay or something like that. Now, this one is also NGC, but this one, you notice it says 10, not 70. And usually that's because when you have buyback companies, they'll buy this coin from somebody and they have NGC regraded or something like that. And this one is Vaultbox. Vaultbox is a popular buyback company. They buy things in bulk and they submit it to get graded in bulk. But they want to be special, so they don't go by the 70 standard. They go from a 1 to 10 grading scale. So this one's a 10, which is equivalent to a 70. But you can tell that the label's different, but it's NGC, but it says Vault Box. This is the 8th series, 2024, and it got a 10. So those are the grading services and coins in general. Now I'm gonna just show you something I have on my other camera. It is a tester because it tests coins from the outside to make sure it's what it is, and in the inside that is what it is. Because with coins, just like cards and other stuff, there's counterfeits out there. So I have this machine that actually tests things out. It costs a lot of money, but if you can't afford it, you could actually go to your local coin shop to actually ask them if it's real or fake. They will do their tests for you, mostly free of charge. So it's an option for you, but you should be aware that there's fakes out there. Even for slabs, you got to be careful because not only the coin could be fake. I mean, they also fake the slab itself. So you got to make sure that you see that the text is pretty clear, doesn't look funny, the coloring doesn't look funny. Does it have the hologram in there? How does it set into the slab? Does it have the watermark or the label on it? Those are the stuff that you got to look for to make sure that it's not fake. But in due time, you learn that. So I'm gonna go to the other camera and show you what I'm gonna do over there. Hey guys, so this is the other camera that I'm using. It's showing this unit that you see before me. It's a Sigma Pro. If you look up Sigma Pros, they go for anywhere from 1,700 currently at this year to 3,000 depending on how sophisticated you need it. But the point of this thing is to give you a little bit more confidence that what you bought in metals is actually what it is. So I'm going to turn this on. Every time you turn this on, it needs to calibrate. So I'm going to calibrate this. So what you want is whatever sample that you're using to test it, it should be in the green section. If it's in the yellow, it's a little bit sus, but most likely okay. And then red means it's totally fake. The top part is it scanning the surface level of the coin, and then the bottom part is checking the insides. Now, this is not meant for jewelry. This is strictly coins and bars only. Jewelry, there's other ways to test it, but this main unit is only for coins and bars. So let's say I'm gonna test out this, which is this is a 1/4 ounce gold maple from Canada. So in order to do this, I have to set the metal. We're doing where is it? We're doing gold maple leaf. That's right. Now we're going to do the weight. This is a 1/4 ounce. So we're going to go to the 1/4 ounce. So now it's all ready to set. So when you use this, it has to block the black ring. It has to be bigger than the black ring. So in this case, it's not bigger than the black one, so I have to use it on the smaller one. So if you can see here, it shows you that it's real stuff right here. It's in the green. It gives you the diameter, the thickness, the ounces and stuff like that. But as long as it's in green, it's legit. So that is a test. Now sometimes you want to test bars, right? So let's try to test this Engelhardt bar. So I'm going to go metals. I'm going to silver. And this is 999. So I'm going to choose 999. And we're going to put this in here and see what we get. Has a problem reading it. Let's try, they also give you a wand to test out. Sometimes it reads better on a wand. So I'm gonna use the wand portion. That way you can take a look at that. I'll put it on the side here. I have to calibrate again. See what it comes up as. So it's a little finicky as well. I mean, it needs like a flat surface on the bar, but you can tell it's in the green. So that one's legit. Now I have another bar, right? We went over the Geiger now. This one's a little bit of a problem because there's so many designs on it. It's not flat. So I try to get as much as possible in here. But it's green. So that one comes out good too. So that is the tester. Now it's not 100% proof, but it gives you a little bit of ease of confidence that you have something legit. There's other ways to do it. You could use the XRF, which is a little bit more accurate, but this one comes close to what you look for. XRF, frankly, is so expensive. I don't know. I don't even know if that was worthwhile getting. But let's see. You know what? Let's try a mercury dime and see what comes up on a mercury dime. Since I have it here, right? Let's see what we have. A mercury dime, metal. What year is this? This is a 1943. So you want this one, select. Let's see, and then let's see what it comes up with. Do I have to do the weight as well? %. This one doesn't come out good. Let's try a different one. Possible fake. Who knows? See, this one comes up green on the outside and then a little bit yellow on the inside. So I don't know if that mercury dime is fake or not. That's something maybe I have to take to a coin shop to take a look at. Let's try another one. See, that one's way off too. So I don't know. These two came off a little bit way off. This one came out okay. So does that mean that this is real and this is fake? Something you gotta test out. But you know, for mercury dimes, it's not worth the trouble. If one of those other coins that I showed you before that was really bad, If it's fake, then you lose out a lot of money out of that. But that is the Sigma. This one's the Pro. You also could do the measurements. It will put a green line here. Let's see if I could do a measurement one. So we go back to this angle heart again. The weight is 10 ounces. And we do a measurement. Do I have to put it here first? I'm learning as I go, guys, too. See, it's reading now. It reads as green. I didn't need the one. Measure. We're doing a rectangle. So you see this green line, should measure out to that dimension. So we put it over here. And it measures out to what it's supposed to. That's another a way of testing to make sure, because fakes have odd shape to it. Sometimes it's not the right shape. So this measures out. And that is it. So that, in a nutshell, is the verifier for metals. So I hope this is a little bit more informative for you. There's so much things to talk about coins and bullion. I just wanted to just give a little general knowledge on it. Again, if you want to get into the coins, understand that it's not a quick flip. It's something you got to sit on for a little bit. And then also understand there's a lot of learning curve for coins. I'm still learning as I go as well. So hope you have fun doing it. And if you like the video, I'll talk more about coins and get a little bit more deeper into it. But until then, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.